The college football experience, Wisconsin Badgers 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 prize. Join today, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app to get last minute tickets on the lowest price guaranteed. Look, use promo code CFBX for $20 off, folks. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Make sure you use the promo code DGEN. That's DEGEN. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code DGEN.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to FGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Wisconsin Badgers 2023 season preview. Oh, we have a lot to talk about because the Dairy Raid in Madison, Wisconsin. Yes, that's the air raid offense, folks. We're going to talk all about it. Perhaps you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to. My name is Kobe Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Probably drinking too much. Sounded like the whole state of Wisconsin. All right? They're always drinking. Love the great state of Wisconsin, and the Badgers have been rocking ever since Barry Alvarez came over from Notre Dame. It's going to be exciting times as they bring in a new guy, Luke Fickell. Might have heard of him. All right, I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, which will be going live in about an hour and 6 minutes. So we're live right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're live right now. Bottom line, but this is like when you get Terminator and Terminator 2 back to back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You're Terminator 2, buddy.
I'm T2 in this one.
T2 is better than T1.
T2 is better than T1. The T2 and the AHA Take On Me video still the best special effects I've ever seen in my life. The liquid metal Terminator and that comic book live action.
And the music
Incredible.
video too.
The music video, right?
He is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. They call him the man in the box. Give it up for CJ Sullivan. How you doing, buddy?
Great, Dundee. This is exciting. Wisconsin, not only a state I love, that I go to a lot, performing a lot, drinking town, as you say. But this is probably the buzziest team in the offseason with Luke Fickell coming in, and there's a lot of excitement up in Randall and Madison.
That's what I'm saying. You got the Dairy Raid offense. That's the, I once did stand up in the great city of Milwaukee. That was it was a comedy club / strip club.
Yes.
So what's more exciting, that or the Dairy Raid offense?
I definitely think the Dairy Raid offense is more exciting than Wisconsin strippers.
Yeah, you're probably right here. But look, this is so they go out and hire Luke Fickell, who did an unbelievable job with the Cincinnati Bearcats, getting them to the CFP. Look, and I'm curious. I don't think this was needed. I've heard the talk. They're like 1-12 in their last 13, whatever the number is, in their last ranked matchups.
Yeah,
I would argue that they went away from what they did.
Okay.
I would argue that they were still ground and pound, but they stopped getting the gigantic hog mollies.
Right.
You know what I mean? They go and get 5-star Graham Mertz. And I thought they became a little less physical in their own right. I don't think anything was broken. I thought they just kind of changed their way. If anything, if nothing's broken, because you can look at Iowa and see what they're doing.
Yeah,
right across the state. You know what I mean?
You're right. They weren't Wisconsin. They would lose games in fourth quarters, which is not what they do for a team that is used to supposed to lean on you, empower you, and run you over. You shouldn't be 1-4 in fourth quarter games. You know.
Yeah.
That being said.
Okay.
With your argument against it, it was high time that Wisconsin was introduced to the forward pass. And you're right. They got merged. They've always had these horrendous quarterbacks. They're such an eyesore. What do they keep doing?
They don't have like Spencer Petras. They go to the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, because they go in the West Division.
What happens when Michigan and Ohio State go into Iowa City? They lose. They got all the 5 stars. They lose. They do. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're going to talk about it because I think in a world where everyone's going to this offense,
right?
You don't want them to do that.
Yes, you go against the grain.
Yeah,
to stick with what you do.
You got to zig when they zag, baby.
I don't care. I need him to see.
I saw Kirby Smart talk about this.
Okay.
And they were asking what was the blueprint to winning the national championship? He's like, everyone getting into spread. We thought we'd just get to power football on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So
yeah, we'd also thought we'd get 25 NFL players on our roster up for a year. Exactly. Yeah. That's what we zigged when they zagged.
We paid for every damn good player in the nation.
The rest of the country got amateur athletes. We got a pro football team to go down there and destroy everybody.
So what? Let me ask you this. So you like? So Luke Fickell's bringing in Phil Longo from the Mike Leach coaching tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like you said. It's the dairy rate. It's not going to be tossed all over. It's still going to be a Wisconsin version of it.
But I have a theory on this. Me and Patty C break this down.
All right.
By you doing this, I believe your defense gets sulfur because you practice against that and they're going to a 3-3-5, I believe. That is
Mike Tressel coming in, coordinator.
So what?
He is installing a different defense. Yeah. Is he son of Jim?
Son of Jim or somehow related to Jim Tressel?
Nephew Jim.
But I don't know. Like to me, I think it's an interesting element of that because what you do is. We saw North Carolina. Longo's offense was fire, but guess what? Their defense had 5 stars everywhere, and they were not very good.
And that's going to hurt you in the Big Ten.
Well, I just wonder if that's sustainable. Like,
I don't think it's going to be like North Carolina's offense. I mean, yes, of course they're going to throw in more, but I mean,
North Carolina's offense though ran the shit out of the ball too. Michael Carter,
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Javonte Williams.
They had two backs in there for sure.
It's going to be fascinating, and Luke Fickell obviously did an unbelievable job as head coach. He's 57-18.
Amazing that they got him, that he went there, that he wanted to go there, but it seems like it's a perfect alignment. And we're excited. Everyone's excited up at Camp Randall and Madison. They're gonna get drunk. They're gonna get their cheese balls. They're gonna get their fried curd, their fried cheese curds up there. They tell you
cannot have anything without cheese.
You have to have cheese. It's gotta be fried cheese. It's gotta have certain beers with it. They tell you. You have to get, everyone's got their favorite cheese curd place. You got to get in Wisconsin. We have the best cheese curds. Yeah, you do. You know why? Because no one else has it. That's not a thing. Dude, you made this up. You made cheese curds up. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good. We love it, obviously. But no one else is like in Oklahoma is trying to have the best cheese curds. This is just you fucking cows.
Dude, I went to like 3 months prior to COVID.
Yeah.
I did like a week or maybe even 10 days in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
fucking like a prison sentence. As far as look, I like the people; they're fantastic.
I was in Milwaukee a month ago.
As far as alcohol content, or consumed, like just
they are nuts.
Dude. And cheese everywhere. Like, dude, I like to think that I'm kind of like I never ask for like modifications on my food. I'm like, I'll eat whatever the fuck.
Right.
But there comes a point when you haven't shit in like a week. You're just like, don't put any cheese. Don't put any cheese on my plate. But even the Bloody Marys, man.
Yeah, that's got cheese in it.
Dude, a Wisconsin Bloody Mary is you're getting like a fucking Christmas tree.
Listen, you are drinking, right? You're getting a Christmas tree and you're drinking. It doesn't matter the hour. 7 of the top 10 binge drinking cities in America are all in Wisconsin. And there's no real reason for it. They'll be like, well, it's cold up there. Yeah, it's cold in Minnesota
it's
too.
cold in fucking Alaska. It's cold in Vermont. Yeah.
Oh, we got German descent. And even Germany's like, leave us out of this, you fucking cheeseheads. What I think it is they're so nice in Wisconsin. When they get the surveys, how much you drink, they answered honestly. Every other state, they're like, like you're lying to a doctor. Like, oh, don't tell you what you actually drink. Like, well, we better, we can't lie to the census of state shaming.
Do they make all the alcohol there? Because I don't understand how they make profit. That was one thing when I was there for 10 days.
So cheap because they make their own breweries, right? And there's a bar in every fucking corner.
I was dumbfounded. I went with like 10 buddies, and I'm sitting there like, you know what, guys? I've been frenzied my whole life. I got the tab. I'm expecting like 800, 900 because we've been drinking all day.
It's the only place on the road that I've gone to. So I've stopped drinking for a couple years now. It's the only place I've gone to on the road where I've lost money because I'm not drinking. Like club soda, that's $5. Sit in the corner, you bitch. You want to spot a cow? 50 cents. Have fun.
Yeah, unbelievable, dude. I'm talking 8 hours of drinking.
Right.
8 or 9 friends, maybe 10 friends. What was in LA? That's like $5,000.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Right. In Wisconsin, I go to get the check. It's like, yeah, it's $117. And I go, I said I'll pick up everybody.
For everybody.
I got everybody. No, $117, sir, for everybody. How the fuck are you making any money?
At this point, the next question is, how much is your bar? Period.
Yeah.
Can I just buy this thing off?
Oh man, folks, we're going to talk all about everything. All right. We're talking bar purchases in the great city.
Cheap drinking
of Milwaukee and Madison. Madison's a great town too, man.
Madison's an incredible town.
And then Chris Farley, alum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rest easy to the great Chris Farley.
Comedy on State, great club.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go offense. We're defense, special teams. We're gonna talk about this Fickell thing. We're gonna get into the old Luke Fickell experiment here in Madison. Talk about the transfer portal. Talk about the go game by game on the schedule for the Badgers. Shout out to the chat. I know Moneyline Max saying they let the man out of the box.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And Steven in the chat says Thanks, guys, for all the team-by-team breakdowns. Unbelievable work. TCE is the best. There we go, bro. Appreciate you, man. Remember, you can watch this on YouTube, youtube.com/thecollegeexperience. Folks, we're going to get to all that stuff with the Badgers. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the Wisconsin Badgers 2023 season preview is brought to you by Game Time. Yes, buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. All right? It shouldn't be that stressful, but sometimes it is. Sometimes, oh man, yeah. I mean, you go to Vegas, you try, dude. I went and saw we talked about this. I went and saw that Beatles show, and the first, like 5 years ago, and that thing first opened.
Right,
dude, that was a hot ticket when it first opened.
Mm-hmm. We got world acrobats with the greatest band in the world of all time.
Oh
combined.
My god, man! I was stressing out. I was like, yeah, we're gonna go check that out, baby. And then it's like, next thing you know, you're like, am I really going to check this out? Because, tickets are about $1,000 a pop. But honestly, it shouldn't be that stressful. All right. And Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, theater that is near you. With killer deals on last minute tickets and their best price guaranteed, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun that you'll be having at the actual event. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals right up to where the day of the event, essentially. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. And they got the Game Time guarantee, which means you always get the best price. In fact, if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use the promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Once again, create that account, CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, August is almost over. All right. And you know what that means. Time is running out for you to get over and draft your fantasy football team. I've already done my NCAA, my college fantasy football team, got that loaded up, ready to go, ready to kick ass. I got my NFL fantasy draft this weekend, and it's just fantasy season, baby. So get championship ready for your home league by trying out Best Ball on Underdog Fantasy. All you have to do is one live snake draft, no waivers, no trades. You set it, you can forget about it, and Underdog does the rest. You can try it out with Underdog's Best Ball Mania tournament, the largest fantasy contest of all. I feel like I'm Lou Holtz over here, spitting over here. But no, the largest fantasy football contest of all time with $15 million in prizes. Holy hell, including $3 million to the winner. The question is, do you have what it takes to win that prize, win that $3 million cold hard cash? The time is now, folks. The last day for you to sign up to draft your fantasy football team is September 7th. So visit underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store and sign up with the promo code SGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we are back on the Wisconsin Badgers 2023 season preview. I'm just curious here. So let me get this straight. They got Barry Alvarez retires in 2005.
Yep.
They got Brett Bielema. Yeah. Bielema. And he rattles off 12-win season, 9-win season, 7-win season, 10-win season, 11 wins, 8-6. And he bounces out to Arkansas. It was an ugly divorce.
Really weird move there.
He threw some shade at the university. It seemed like too. Then Gary Anderson comes in 9-4, backed by 11-3. But then Gary Anderson bolts for Oregon State.
Yeah, another bizarre one.
Another very bizarre. So I wonder about what's going on there. But then you have Paul Chryst, who's 10-win season in 15, 11-win in 16, 13-1 in 17, followed by an 8-5 season, but then 10-4. And then you have what I know many Wisconsin fans will say, then we have started to lose it. We went 4-3 the COVID year, right? Then 9-4 and then 7-6. And I would just say, did you? Did you? Like,
well, I mean, that's the business they're in, obviously he's successful, but Wisconsin fans, they think sometimes they think they're more than what they are. They want those glory days, those Ron Dane days, but yeah, things had they needed to shake it up. I mean, this was the perfect matchup for it. It made me think they had something in talks with Fickell beforehand. Obviously,
Fickell turned down Michigan State the year they hired Mel Tucker. So whatever that was, but
so they fired Chris mid-season. It's just what I don't know. They need to shake up, which makes me think what's going on there. So with Alvarez there at AD, he's kind of got
that's what I'm saying.
He's kind of got that Godfather thing. His shadow.
People thought it was going to be Jim Leonard,
right? Well, that was the perfect Wisconsin guy, but that's just more media too. I like this move better actually.
Okay. Well,
you don't need a Wisconsin guy to coach Wisconsin or a Michigan man. Or like they know he knows Wisconsin. What's that mean? He gets cheese and beer. We get it, right? He gets a DUI. Yeah, he's a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah.
DUIs, by the way, in Wisconsin, your first DUI, it's like a parking ticket.
Yeah.
It's like a misdemeanor. Like
you get rewarded.
Yeah, absolutely.
They send you a certificate in the mail.
Welcome to Wisconsin. Yeah. There you are.
Scott Simone Scott Simone in the chat says, "Are you going to be doing a top 10 win totals podcast?" That is happening tonight, folks. Our win totals episode, our locks will be happening tonight, 5:30 Pacific. So 8:30 Eastern, and then that'll follow with at 6:30, maybe around 6:30 or 7. We're gonna do our week 0 picks. Me, Patty C, NC Nick. So stay tuned tonight. We are
week
breaking
0 picks.
Down.
I love it.
Yes.
Why do they call
it
week 0?
Yeah, but I was talking about this on the show I was on with Katie Mox. Was that
so dumb? It counts. They act like it doesn't count.
No, it's a perfect metaphor for college football.
All right,
because college football has always been unorganized chaos, right? If anything, this is what I hate about what's happening right now with these TV execs. They're trying to organize it.
Yeah.
And, so yes, it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
Well, so we already got week 1. We can't change that.
Yeah.
So week 0 before that, week -1 too.
Yeah. Makes complete. There's no logic behind it, but that's really part of the beauty of it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's part of the beauty. Does it make any sense that Rutgers and Oregon are in the same fucking conference right now? All right. Does it make any sense that Alabama plays Chattanooga on November 17th? You know what I mean? Like, no, it doesn't. But
I like it. I like it. That's the answer to it all. It's college football. It's NCAA.
Yeah.
They do everything terrible.
Well, there's no one in charge.
Right.
And everyone's just like, I think it happened in the 80s when I think Penn State played a game and they're like, we're going to do it a week before so we can get the
kickoff classic at the Meadowlands. I saw, Syracuse USC.
That started
Don McPherson.
Other teams were like, wait, we can get all eyes on us.
Absolutely.
And then that became week 0. I don't fucking know, but it's crazy. But here we are. Let's talk a little Badger football.
Let's get back into the Badgers. This hot team.
Transfer portal. Anytime you have a brand, it's crazy in general, but anytime you bring in a brand new coach. So let's just dive in, buddy, because departing Madison, Wisconsin is offensive lineman Drew Evans. He says, I'm sick of your games, Madison. I'm going to Bloomington. All right. Going to Indiana.
Interesting.
Wide receiver Marcus Allen. I always thought it's good to load up your rosters with anyone named Marcus Allen. All right. He's gone. He says, I'm out of here. Cornerback Corey lied. He's gone. He's out of here. Cornerback Al Ashford III gone. Kicker Vito Cavaruso is gone. Cornerback Avion Jones heads out to the Cox of Coastal Carolina. Linebacker Spencer Little in the portal. Running back Julius Davis portal. Quarterback Chase Wolf portal. Wide receiver Dean Ingram portal. How about this one? Tight end Jalen Franklin going to Michigan State.
That hurts. Why would you go to grimy ass Michigan State?
And get this, cornerback Samar Melvin, Michigan State.
Although we should know that, tight ends are probably out the window anyway. With offense.
Yeah.
Smart move.
So, but a corner follows him to Michigan State. Then also running back Isaac Garendo.
Okay.
Heads out to the Louisville Cardinals. Probably butchering your name. Defensive lineman Tristan Monday heads out to Arizona State. Safety Titus Toller going to Boise State, the Broncos. Graham Mertz, 5-star, highest rated recruit in Wisconsin history, goes to Florida Gators.
Oh, we're not done with the Graham Mertz here. I still have to see Graham Mertz on my TV on Saturdays. What a nightmare. Oh my God. What's he going to be doing down in Florida?
Thursday night next week. He's heading to Salt Lake City. Got the starting job there.
Good Lord.
Wide receiver Stephen Bracey heads out to Central Michigan. Offensive tackle, former 5-star, I believe, Logan Brown going to the Kansas Jayhawks. And how about this one? Quarterback Deacon Hill. I love this one. We got to talk about this one. Because he's like, whoa. You got to do an air raid?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking quarterback.
All right.
Guess where he transfers to? Iowa.
So,
I want things.
Listen, I didn't come here to throw the football.
I thought you liked my handoff.
Yeah. I am here for crisp exchanges, pitchbacks.
What is all this? Do you want me out of the gun? Then I got to use my arm.
Right? Yeah, I'm a non-throwing quarterback. This is outrageous. I will not tolerate that. I did not sign up for this.
Oh boy, that's fun. Incoming. So they did lose some pieces.
They lost some pieces, but that's natural. New coach, but he's definitely going to bring in some for sure.
Yeah. Starting with offensive lineman Jake Renfro from the Cincinnati Bearcats, who was very good at Cincinnati. It's a nice get. They also brought in Cincinnati wide receiver Will Pauling. So Cincinnati didn't run the air raid, CJ.
No, they did not.
Phil Longo was not there. It's going to be interesting to see. Boston College safety. This guy's a stud. Jason Maitre. He was very good a season ago, and now he comes into Wisconsin. That's a huge get. Quarterback Nick Evers, backup quarterback. He comes over from the Oklahoma Sooners. They do run the Jeff Lebby offense, is similar to the Phil Longo. This guy was a stud. When we did the Temple preview, we highlighted Darian Varner, the defensive lineman. The question is, can you just jump up from Temple to the Big Ten? You know what I mean? So we'll see. And then they're starting quarterback Tanner Mordecai.
There it is.
Former Oklahoma Sooner, more recently SMU Mustang. He's going to be their guy, their captain running the old air raid. Offensive tackle Joe Huber comes in from Cincinnati. A lot of these Cincinnati guys. Kicker Nathaniel Vacos from the Ohio Bobcats, who won 10 games in the MAC a season ago.
Great kicker.
Wide receiver Bryson Green from Oklahoma State. Quarterback Braden Locke from Mike Leach and Mississippi State. Wide receiver CJ Williams, 4-star transfer from the USC Trojans. Wide receiver Quincy Burrows from Cincinnati. Michigan State defensive end. They're just trading guys back between them and Michigan State. Jeff Petrowski coming in, and then Air Force cornerback. I didn't even know they could transfer to Air Force. What the hell's going on? Is that treason? Isn't that treason? Michael Max coming in. Also cornerback Nazir. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. For Quion, from Grand Valley State coming
Perfect.
in.
Perfect dialect.
They definitely won the portal, right?
They won the portal. I mean, Tanner Mordecai is the game changer. You bring him you have to have a quarterback to run this offense, obviously. And, he only threw 72 touchdowns the last 2 years over at SMU and 7,000 yards.
SMU hasn't ran the ball since Craig James.
Right. Also CJ Williams, a receiver from USC. He was a huge recruit out here. Yeah. And so right there, those two parts alone, man, has them winning the transfer portal.
I agree. And I think, you had to do those moves to bring in people that essentially, can run what the hell you want to run. So
they're going to hit the ground running too. I mean, there's going to be no transition. They're going to have to do it, and they're going to have to. And then I think they will.
So the scoring offense from a season ago, I don't know how relevant this shit is because it's a brand.
It means absolutely nothing to me. I don't want to hear Wolf's or Mertz's stats in this goddamn fucking left-handed throwing offense. Dude tied one arm together. Jesus, put in an extra tackle.
So they were 76 in scoring offense, 45th in rush offense, 113th in pass offense, 90th in total offense. 90th. They will certainly be better than that in 2021.
They have.
In 2023. The defense though, Jim Leonard,
Wisconsin man,
17th in scoring defense, 6th in rushing defense, 29th in pass defense, charting they were a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
They did have a solid defense. I mean, a lot of it was that playing that bottom end of that Big Ten towards the end there, though. I mean, you played like
you get Iowa and Northwestern.
Iowa's historically bad offenses.
But those aren't going anywhere,
right?
Right.
That's what I like about it.
So, okay. I think the offensive side of the ball. Let's get to it. So we know Mordecai is going to be starting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was interesting was that Braylon Allen originally everyone thought he was going to transfer because they're going air raid. He says no, he's there.
Right, that's
they
what
got
I
Ches
mean.
Malusi. The run game is gonna be opened up by the passing attack, and actually I think they did bring back Marcus Allen. I could be wrong there, but CJ Williams, Will Pauling, Shamir Dyke, all projected to be starting wideouts for them. Tight end Clay Cundiff. And so they're still going to roll with the tight end, and the offensive line. I mean, in a way, they have 10 offensive starters back if you consider that they started elsewhere. Now, I don't know what that means, but I'm saying like Tanner Mordecai started at SMU. He was very good.
He's a starter.
Yes, he's
TJ
for sure
Williams
the starter.
Is a starter.
Braden Locke and Evers are the backups. The offensive line, though, in a way, has 4 or 5 back that started.
Yeah,
but not back necessarily from Wisconsin, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're going to be different. I mean, I'm never worried about the Wisconsin offensive line normally, but they're going to be asked to do something different. They're going to have wider splits. They're going to be pass blocking a lot. It's not your standard. Let these dairy cows go and plow the fields there. You know what I mean? Like they're going to have to spread it out a bit, if you will. Yeah.
The blocking schemes are completely different.
Right.
And, but they do have 97 career starts on the offensive line.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
They're men. They're all men.
That's a lot.
4-H clubbers. Yeah. They got families. They got union jobs. You know what I mean? They're the kind of linemen that come in here right from the supper club.
now, I do worry a little bit about this, buddy.
What do you worry about?
You go into the 3-3-5 defensively on a top 10 defense that was not built for the 3-3-5.
All right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I circle.
Now you normally love a 3-3-5.
If you got the personnel to run a 3-3-5 by you, well, it depends too. In the Big Ten West, I don't know that you need to.
Yeah.
When you're facing, like, if you're in the Big 12 and you're going, then I'm like, right. It makes a lot of sense to run the 3-3-5. So you return both defensive tackles, James Thompson and Rodis Johnson. But I'm curious now. So will CJ Goats, I think, be the end, and then you break in. I'm trying to figure out the linebacker. So Jeff Piotrowski comes in from Michigan State. I'm assuming he will be starting at one of the linebacker spots. They also return Jordan Turner and Maima, Meta.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got 5 guys in the secondary. Now here's another thing too, is like they, if that's the case, they're only bringing back 3 of 5 in the secondary.
Right.
So I'm fascinated by the defensive side of the ball here.
Okay. Yeah, you got Mike Tressel. He's got some talent to work with there.
He does.
You know, he's got they got that new scheme, like you said. But 4 of the team's top 5 tacklers from last year remain. You know, they're coming back.
Yeah.
As far as the secondary, Ricardo Holman? He's probably the best returning starter.
They got
secondary.
They got Latu at the free safety spot, who got 12 starts a season ago. But it's just going to be fascinating to me. It's this big of a culture shift. I gotta watch and
they're going to be on the field a lot more now because of the faster offense.
Yes, yes. It's just fascinating. Like you think about to me what we've known them to be our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the academy switching to shotgun.
Right. Absolutely. But this is a little modern. Welcome to the new age. It's like when your parents learned how to email, you know what I mean? Or they learn technology. Welcome to the modern world. Right. Good. They're trying to FaceTime you, and all of a sudden they're screenshotting with an iPad.
They got the Ohio kicker coming in. He was 22 of 27 from a season ago. And then breaking in a brand new punter, Atticus Bertram's freshman. CJ, let me ask you this. So we know the offense will be better than 90th. That's like a fucking guarantee. Yeah.
22 of 27 at kicker, by the way. Nathan Bellows from Ohio.
Where do you think that defense will fit? They're not going to be top 10.
They're not going to be top 10.
I don't care how many times they face Iowa.
No. But there's just good vibes there, though. You're right. I mean, eventually it might break down, but I think there's just good vibes. Sometimes when you have a cool offense like that, it carries over to the defense. It's good, ultimate overall team, good vibes going on, and they have talent. It's not like that, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be trying to patch holes.
Yeah.
So he's moving things around. It might get complicated, but they have the talent out there to be fine. And like I said, half the schedules against the terrible offenses in the Big Ten.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Look, we're gonna go game by game on the schedule. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the Wisconsin Badgers on Wisconsin 2023 season previews brought to you by DraftKings. You've waited all year, baby. All right. All year. And the time has finally arrived. College football is back. And so are the traditions. Wisconsin, I could already hear jump around being played. People going fucking crazy. All right. The tailgates in Madison. Are you kidding me? You're going to have people blacked out every fucking 5 steps. All right. Going to be fantastic. And the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. I already told you I'm taking Jacksonville State week 0. Buddy.
Yes, sir.
This Saturday.
Jacksonville State.
Load up. Rich Rod.
All right.
Kick off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code DGEN. That's DEGEN. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code DGEN. That's DEGEN. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY, or you can text HOPE-NY. In West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. All games regulated by West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly in Connecticut. Help is available. Problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and older in most eligible states but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. We're also brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yes, make sure you check out our Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 first place prize. And the guys just recorded their first sports gambling podcast stories podcast, essentially going through the history of SGPN just for the patrons. So there's even a Discord channel just for the patrons. The Sports Gambling Podcast and SGPN, they have and always will give out their picks for free. So don't get it twisted. The Patreon is just a way to fight, support the network and fight back against corporate gambling. Those people, the enemy. All right. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right. We are back on the college football experience. Let me ask you a question there, CJ. So you're all in on Fickell, right?
I'm all in on the change of pace there for sure.
Okay. But I'm curious. Scott Frost went undefeated at UCF.
All right.
Right.
Sure did.
Jumps over to Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get it done.
Right.
Never got a thing. Never even made a bowl. Yep. Right.
Correct.
I'm not saying it's going to happen with Fickell, but the step up from playing in the AAC, jumping to a Big Ten school. So if I were to pull up Cincinnati's great 9-4 season last year, right? I look and I see, okay, they lose by 7 to Arkansas.
It's a fair point.
They beat Indiana, but I see a 10-point win against a Tulsa team that was pretty bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see a 4-point win against South Florida. That was a 1-win team a year ago, right? I see a 2-point win against Tanner Mordecai and SMU, who was decent, right? They lost to UCF. They beat a bad Navy team by 10. They almost lose to East Carolina, only win by 2, right?
Yeah.
My question, and then they lose to Tulane. My question here is, do you worry at all about the step up?
Well, I mean, obviously, you never know until he proves it. But I think
because he was at Ohio State one year.
He was at Ohio State.
He went 6-7, which is fucking unheard of.
I know that's true.
At Ohio State.
That is true.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying this is going to be the case.
But I think it's a different situation in Nebraska. They're obviously with Frost. First of all, Nebraska never had a guy named Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen,
true.
2,500 yards last 2 years. Power cleaning 400 pounds, got himself down 8% body fat. He made the 101 beast list, the freak of nature.
Oh, by Feldman?
The Feldman freak of nature. These people aren't human. Let me objectify these children. But I don't know. The way Fickell did run his program in Cincinnati, I mean, obviously you're right. It is a step up. It is a step up. But he ran like a pro program. They had a lot of you look at the players he got that came out into the NFL that are doing well.
Sure.
And
Sauce Gardner.
I mean, they got and you bring a bunch over. I think it's a different situation. And
I'm just saying you're not going to get that, UCF
right.
or USF and Tulsa back to back now becomes, even though we can talk shit about it, but now becomes, with Iowa and Minnesota.
If you if you brought up Rich Rod there with Jacksonville State, I think that could be more of a comparison too. On Rich Rod, one from West Virginia to Michigan,
to Michigan.
He went over the Big Ten.
Do a couple
and he brought that spread offense out there, and it just didn't work. But he wasn't a Michigan man. Just like Fickell's not a Wisconsin man.
And I think you look at Jim Harbaugh, and he's power rushing.
That's of course.
So
absolutely.
You can sit there and say, "Wait a second, do we need to zag?"
All right,
let's get into it. The win total, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/.
You convinced me. Let's hit this under, baby.
Folks, and also remember, we host the college basketball experience with college basketball season tips. We'll be here each and every night of the season. So subscribe to the college basketball experience, the college football experience, the FCS college football experience, the college baseball experience. We even got the Big 12 experience for those Cincinnati Bearcat fans that are still with Fickell. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. And also don't forget to subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs. The win total, if you're watching on YouTube, sitting at 8.5. First reaction.
Well, they're obviously Wisconsin is the buzzy team in Vegas in the off season. Everyone's talking about them. Everyone's really liking the over without breaking into the schedule. I've even heard other futures on them. They're 750, I think, to win the Big Ten.
Yeah.
80-1 to win the championship, whatever. I think they will, without even looking at the schedule, just knowing that division, if they just bounce back, they should walk to the Big Ten championship game. And they're like plus one.
Well, buddy.
I mean, I know you have something to say about that. In the
it's got to be
one of the I teams, but they're like plus 130, I think, to get to the Big Ten. So that's why I figure if you think they're going to get there, which I do, just go ahead and hit that 750. That way you're free rolling the Big Ten championship.
There
game.
you go.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah,
I know you got a few Iowa and Illinois to get something for them.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think I saw Buffalo catching a 27 or 26.5 week one. Saturday, September 2nd. I'll take the points.
Okay.
But Wisconsin will be 1-0.
Yeah, Wisconsin 1-0 versus Buffalo.
But now, wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a fucking second. You're going to go air raid against a school that's been running air raid for a long fucking time. And what if I told you, CJ, that a Power 5 school hasn't played a non-con Power 5,
Mm-hmm.
has not played in Pullman, Washington since 1998.
What?
When that was Illinois.
Ryan Leaf?
Yeah, and they lost.
Of course.
There's a reason why. You know why?
Ryan Leaf was
Because that trip's fucking insane. You got to fly in. It's like you got to get on a bus.
You don't know
right?
if you're in Idaho. You don't know what the hell's going on up there. People got it's pretty red up there too.
I like Cam Ward. I like Jake Dickert. And now you add in the disrespect that you're not good enough to make it to the club.
This would be, you know what? I mean,
they beat him in Madison last year. I got them losing in Pullman week 2.
They sure did lose They sure did lose last year. That was a huge upset. But it was a huge upset at the time.
But now you're going to try to play their ball.
But as the schedule went down, right? Exactly.
They've been going against the air raid for over a decade.
Yeah.
1-1.
That would be a perfect upset with all the buzz going on Wisconsin to go up to Washington State, lose a game and derail that season and all their hopes immediately, which it wouldn't. They'd be able to recover.
I just think there's a reason why Power 5s don't play there.
Okay.
That's a fucking tough place to play.
I know. And I know how you feel about the Pac-12 this year, how that's a shame because they do have a lot of good teams up there. It's their final year to hurrah, and Washington is one of them. I have revenge on our mind. I think there's a good time to go get them, and you get them
2-0
early on. I have them 2-0.
All right, I got them 1-1. The very next week they take on another air raid. Now they used to run the triple option. They used to run the triple option 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But they ran it. Clay Helton came in and proved that you can just jump drastically from the triple option. Even though, I mean, they went 6-7. It wasn't like they set the world on fire. Georgia Southern won at Nebraska last year.
Yes, they did.
I think this game could be sneaky. I'm taking Wisconsin though. 2-1.
I agree too. I'll take Wisconsin, but this is definitely a letdown game coming back from Pullman from that trip.
Yeah.
Where they'll have a letdown, and so if they'll probably be getting over 20 points in that game. So I'll take Georgia Southern with the points. But yeah, 3-0.
3-0. I got them 2-1, and then they're taking on another air raid team because Ryan Walters goes out and hires Graham Harrell.
Yeah.
As the OC for Purdue. It's a Friday night. It's at Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette. Man, I think this is a dangerous game.
So they're saying the Wisconsin is the knockoff version of all these air raids coming in there. They're a cover band going into these original artists.
I'm just telling you, watch out, buddy. Watch out. I think that's a 50-50 game.
Woo!
Because I gave this to the Washington State game. I'll even say they win this, but this is Friday night, nationally televised. You know this place is going to be fucking rocking. I'd be shocked if they're 4-0.
Okay.
They're going to lose one of those.
Yeah, man. There's a Friday night one in Purdue?
Yeah. FS1
game. I think
get your subscriptions.
You're talking me into it. Like things are not going to go as smooth as people want it to go for this team for Wisconsin. So just to give them a loss in this first 4, I'll have them lose this game at Purdue.
They get a bye week and then they're hosting the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. It's always a win when you see the schedule and you see.
Yeah, so it's 2 bye weeks in a row, basically.
They're hosting, folks. They did really get a nice draw because Ohio State comes to Madison. We'll talk about that in a second. But they also get from the East. This is probably the last year of the Big Ten East. Rutgers, Indiana. Okay, Ohio State's a death blow, but I'm saying you want Rutgers in Indiana. You want that draw. So, I got them beating Rutgers. I got them moving to 4-1, buddy.
We'll beat Rutgers 4-1.
And now you think, my boy, you think you're just going to be able to play this cha-cha-cha offense against Kirk Ferentz and the Iowa Hawkeyes? Cade McNamara.
Wow. Okay. I see where you're going. I was already skipping ahead.
Oh,
but go ahead. No, go ahead. You're right. This is where a tough stretch comes in here for Wisconsin.
I love what Iowa did in the portal.
All right.
Now I am a little worried about those gambling suspensions. I need to find out. Need to find out the details on who's suspended and for how long.
Oh, you got the Children's Hospital up there. They got parlay cards they're holding up to the window in the fourth quarter that they wave at them. I mean, what the hell is going on in Iowa? They're emotional hedge betting. They're betting $20 against themselves and winning.
I can tell you this though: you're going to try to sit back and throw the ball 50 times against Iowa.
You're right. But that's in Wisconsin, right?
That's true.
Okay. Iowa's a much different team on the road.
Very true.
And I think this is when they're going to roll up on them.
I'm on the other side. I got the Hawkeyes getting it done. I love what they did in the portal. What they did in the portal, getting McNamara. You forget Cade McNamara took Michigan to the playoffs.
He did.
Then they switched to McCarthy, and he took him to the playoffs too. But having some experience. Okay, now they go to Champaign, Illinois, to take on Brett Bielema, who beat the piss out of this Wisconsin team a year ago.
This is the greatest thing that ever happened to Wisconsin, though, was this team getting the brakes beat off them by. Well, that's what got them. That's what they had the whole regime change.
Did you know who Bielema just hired on the defensive side of the
Who
ball?
did they just hire?
Jim Leonard.
Yeah, damn right.
Oh, it's personal. They're not winning. I will bet $1,000 they don't win this fucking
Hey,
game.
I like this $1,000 game of the year bets.
Maybe you could talk me into the Iowa one. They're not winning this one.
Paul Chris got fired after this loss at Illinois.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Jim Leonard. It is all personal.
Bielema had issues with Alvarez.
The whole regime change happened because of this. Look ahead to Ohio State the following week.
Buddy.
Oh, man. $1,000 on the money line. I love
feel
it.
great about this spot.
All right.
I feel great about this spot.
I'm not going to fade you. Let's do it. Illinois
gets it done. So that puts me at 3 losses. I can't afford another loss. And damn if Ohio State's not coming to town.
No problem. I'm not worried about Ohio State one bit. They just came off a game versus Penn State. This is actually a great time to get Ohio State.
True.
Of the perfect schedule.
True.
They get them at home. True. Ohio State plays Penn State the week beforehand. I mean, they are Ohio State.
But hold on here. You're going to try to play Ohio State style ball against Ohio State.
But they have a quarterback at least.
Yeah, you don't got no 5-star wideouts.
They don't have 4-star wideouts.
You don't got get out.
When you talk about the freak,
give me the under.
When you talk about the freak list, Ohio State's going to have like 20 of those guys on there.
Oh, their defensive line's the best it's been in a long time.
They don't have Marvin Harrison Jr., son of a murdering man. I mean, they don't have Sonny Styles and Chip Trainum and all those guys.
Steel Chambers.
Yeah. So just because Ohio State's a Goliath, I have them losing this game for the third loss.
Buddy, I have the under hitting by Halloween.
I love it.
And that's with me giving them the Purdue game. Because
everyone's on over. I know. Right?
I'm giving them the Purdue game.
It's true. So I think I have 3 losses, right? I have Purdue, Illinois, and Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay. Then
you have them losing to the Coug.
Yeah. And I even think they could lose to the Boilermakers.
You're eyeing up Buffalo week 1.
Watch out. I'm ready to go Bulls. You fuck with the bull, you get the horns.
Now we're doing,
buddy. Now they head to Bloomington, and they might not have a coach right here. That's a win for Wisconsin.
Okay.
Then they take on Northwestern, who doesn't have a coach right now. That's a win for Wisconsin.
We've discussed Northwestern ad nauseum. That's a win.
Now they host Nebraska. A little tricky to get Matt Rule this late in November.
Now you're trolling.
I still think they get it.
Yeah, they get it. They beat Nebraska.
But you're telling me the Paul Bunyan axe is on the line on November 25th, and you got the
rowing the boat culture
the Greek
war.
rifle?
What do we got? A standing ovation for
They're not going in. They're not going into Fleck territory.
They're going to row the boat.
This is where the air raid's going to hurt them because it's going to be cold as fuck.
Now this I can get into for sure. Miserable Big Ten weather in Minnesota.
Good luck, buddy, with your little spread. Your spread attack.
Oh my, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. It's a little windy conditions there.
Home of 10,000 lakes. It's going to be home with. It's gonna feel like 10,000 losses after this. I got him losing. I got him 7-5.
Wow. This is for my over/under right here. This is a play that everyone loves.
Stick to your morals, buddy. Stick to your morals. I know you're feeling good about this Wisconsin team.
I am feeling good about this Wisconsin team.
I saw you dancing in the hallway.
I think it's I just think it's a revenge tour. But you're right. They might have more bumps in the road. I think you might have talked me into this. They're going to lose this. But they lost minutes, but they lost everyone last year. So I can't say that. So
and Dustin in the chat says Wisconsin has 13,000 lakes. So what the fuck is 10,000 lakes?
All right, 13,000 lakes beats 10,000 lakes. Wisconsin minus 3,000 lakes.
There you go.
Boom! Let's hit that over. We got there. It took us a while, but we got there.
Buddy, I feel. You feel good about your play. I feel good about my play. I mean, look, this might require a little lock battle here because everybody, and I do mean every podcast I have listened to, other than ours, everyone. Hey, Wisconsin, crowd them. You want to crowd them? Crowd them. I'll play some music for us. We got a little battle.
I like it.
We got a little battle. CJ Sullivan on the over with the badges. Dundee riding heavy with the under.
I like your play a lot better. I'm sticking with the over, but I like your play a lot better. Because that makes a lot of sense. Because when everyone is on the over, everyone's on Wisconsin, and the way we broke down that schedule, the way it's going to be personal, the Big Ten, the conditions, and all that, it is going to be a little bumpy transition.
I just feel like it wasn't necessary. Now maybe it works out. I feel like Longo's team is going to put up yards, though. My question is can the defense be good? And I don't know with that big of a shift philosophically.
Right.
It's going to be fascinating to watch. My brother's right. I mean, Colorado is going to be must watch with Prime. Wisconsin each week, and I might eat shit on this, but because they could win the Big Ten West.
Oh, absolutely.
That schedule is favorable. Even if you had told me, if you had blindfolded me and said one team's going to get a home game against Ohio State, but their other two games are Rutgers and Indiana, you would say, sign me the fuck up.
Who do you think wins the Big Ten West? You know,
I'm high on the Iowa Hawkeyes, but
okay.
I also need to know these suspensions. I don't like how they don't tell you any of this stuff. It's like, wait, what's going on here? How many players? I want to know the truth. All right.
Well, they keep finding out 10 more each day because it's nothing but principals and teachers in that state who check every booking. Oh, he had a $15 parlay.
Yeah. Some of those were not even worth any money.
I know. Yeah. What are you doing? Get some NIL money in you.
Look, folks. CJ's on the over. I'm on the under. Before we get out of here, I had a chance to sit down with Michael Barker, aka College Football Campus Tour, to talk about his experiences to Madison, Wisconsin, and Camp Randall. So with no further ado, here is that interview. Joining me on the College Football Experience, Wisconsin Badgers 2023 season preview is none other than Michael Barker, aka College Football Campus Tour. And look, you're probably wondering, what is that? Well, get on over to Twitter and check it out yourself at CFB Campus Tour, because if you do, I guarantee you're going to hit that follow button, because Michael has been to all 133 football stadiums for a football game, and a lot of them multiple times. He's been to a lot of the FCS, D2, D3, documents all of his travel on his page, 5, 6, 7 games a week. It's phenomenal. It's really well done, and I think you would love it. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show to talk about Wisconsin and what the Camp Randall Stadium, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We think of all the history in the Big Ten, and Camp Randall is the oldest stadium in the Big Ten, which says a lot. So looking forward to chatting with you about Camp Randall.
Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin, such a great town. And yeah, I didn't realize it was the oldest in the Big Ten. That's fascinating. And yeah, I mean, look, they got a passionate fan base. It always seems to be, to me, like one of the cool. Now they're going air raid, which is weird, because I've had, like, when I picture Wisconsin football, it's almost like picturing like Army football or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I know what I'm getting, and now they're going air raid, which has me a little weary. But regardless, the fans show up, they support. Tell me about the history of the stadium.
So as I mentioned, it opened in 1917, and its original capacity was 7,500. Camp Randall was a Union Army training camp during the Civil War. So that's where it has its name. Today it has 80,000 seats. So more than 10 times it expanded in seating capacity since it opened 106 years ago. We know one of the best traditions and most notable in college football is House of Pain Jump Around. They play it right before the fourth quarter. It began in 1998 versus Purdue, when they wanted to try and liven up the crowd. There was a big response to it, and they've been doing it for since 1998, so 25 years since then. The record crowd that they've had at Camp Randall was in 2005 versus Iowa, 83,184. And they did rattle off a 21-game home winning streak between 2009 and 2012.
Jeez. Yeah, that's impressive. Wow. I mean, it looks like a cool stadium too. How many times have you been here, man?
So I've been there for one game. It was in 2018. It was a Friday night opener. So there was Thursday, Minnesota, New Mexico State, Friday, Western Kentucky at Wisconsin. And to get, from a traveler perspective, to get 2 P5s on a weekday, especially Big Ten, which almost never plays on the weekend, that was great. It was a blowout, 34-3. It was a money game for Western Kentucky. They beat them. Jonathan Taylor ran for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, we see one of the best running backs in the NFL. And you mentioned just what we think about Wisconsin. We got Monty Ball, and we got Ron Dane and Jonathan Taylor. And you could just go down the list of guys that ran for 1,000 yards. So it will be an adjustment. But regardless, when you go to a game at Camp Randall, you're going to get 80,000 strong.
Yeah, they're one of the reasons. They're perfect. They're like what college football should be. So shout out to the Wisconsin fans. And Michael, shout out to you, because folks, you got to check out his work. I didn't know Michael before. A Twitter algorithm just connected us, and I was like, who the hell is this guy going to every game in person? I'm talking one night he's at one game. The next night he's at another game. The next night he's at another game. And I'm all around the United States. I mean, look, he did 3 games in one Saturday last year. Unfucking believable. Everyone give him a follow on Twitter at CFB Campus Tour. You won't be disappointed. He does the photo of the game. He'll do the history of the stadium. All this great stuff. Photos with the statues around the stadium. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show, and I look forward to seeing your travels this year, man.
Thank you. Appreciate having the platform as always. And we got college football in a few days, so it's about to be the greatest time of the year, as they say.
Hell yeah, brother. Best wishes on the season, and you take care, man.
All right, thanks.
Michael Barker, Madison, Wisconsin. Camp Randall's going to be rocking, whether I'm right or wrong. It's going to be fascinating to watch each and every Saturday. Folks, that's our show. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. It's coming up next.
Coming up in 13 minutes. Tune in.
Yes.
Live.
Yes.
Every moment with the Bottom Line.
And give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. Folks, yeah.
This is the carryover. This is like the Cheers Frasier. I want to Seinfeld Friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The lead-in. You're the lead-in, or the Cheers Night Court. I'm more the Night Court. You're the Cheers.
One of the best things my father says, old school guy, DC cop, 25 years. One of the best things my dad says is America lost. America started to go wrong when Friends came out. That's what he says. Anytime you get in an argument, he's like, America started to lose itself when fucking Friends came out.
Typical, right? Typical cop. Hated Anderson's hairstyle.
Folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience. We're on Twitter at, first off, give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Subscribe wherever podcasts can be found. Also, check out the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Basketball Experience, the College Baseball Experience, the Big 12 Experience, all together as one. YouTube.com/the College Experience. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as well, breaking out all 32 NFL teams. All right, folks, until next time, this is the College Football Experience, Wisconsin Badger style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here on Wisconsin.
Run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the cameras. Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And you know what to get.